Morning to you all. How's Fodge Road? You're welcome. Now let's just have a little recap. This is the progress I've made to date. So I had a little bit of jiggery pokery to do around here to take the shower tray. So I had to alter some joists and I had to do some trimming. So what that entails, basically, without going in being too technical about construction work, you'd always have to do trimming wherever there's going to be an opening needed in a floor or a ceiling. To take stairs, for instance, where a chimney goes through a roof, you'd have to have what's called trimming. And this here is what's called trimming. Now in my case, I had an issue, and you'll see it become very plain in a moment when you'll see what happens. I have my waste pipe going out there from the basin up there, which it's just to my right hand side there. Now, I put an access plug on the back here and block that off. Show that on the previous clip. And so that's going out the wall. The shower tray itself is going to have its own waste going out, so there's no danger of siphonage breaking the seal in the trap itself, so you don't get foul smells. So it's just a single unit and it's piped out individually. That's it, that's the deal. I had to do some trimming around here, so just technical jargon. When you have a full joist going on or a rafter in a roof, it's the same principle. That's what's called a trimming rafter. What that means is you're going to work off that one to trim, to shorten or to alter what is in between them. So the two trimming rafters are joists in this case. Joists go on floors, and this is a floor. It's a suspended floor. It's off the ground. In other words, it has a subfloor and it has tassle walls, wall plates, DPC, stop dampness, and then it has the joists on top. I have to trim around it. I couldn't get the pipe out directly out that way. I could, but it'd have to be blown a big hole in the wall and it'd have to be feeding it in from outside. And there's always the danger that if dirt got onto the actual pipe, the waste pipe going out, that I mightn't get a proper seal onto the actual shower tray. So I went to plan B and I decided that instead of going the actual route, the most direct route, I decided to go to plan B. You always need plan B. Plan B is to come out this way, and it'll become very apparent when I show you why I came that way in a few moments. So this is what's called a trimming joist. That's a trimming joist. This is a trim joist, so it's cut short, just cut. Taking the piece off it, it did run on. And they're trim joists as well. And this guy then going across, he's called a trimmer. So you got trimming, trimmed, and trimmer there. And that's what we had to do. So why that? Because we wanted to be able to take the waste out in this direction here from the shower tray. So the shower trap will sit approximately here, and then out, it'll go down there, nice 45-degree bends on it there, just a gentle flow. And it just so happens that I have a floor vent. With suspended floors, you have to have a vent under the floor to allow the area under the floor to breathe. So it's necessary to have floor vents running right through the house on each wall, like, coming into each room. So you must have a transverse flow. You must have a flow right through this way and through this way, so that nothing sweats underground. I just so happen to have a vent there, which is very pretty handy. So I've knocked out the vent outside, and I'm going to be able to take the waste out through it, and then we can make the pipe. We'll be able to alter the vent afterwards, just have the pipe coming through it. The shower is back here, so we just tee it outside and we just simply bring it back at an angle, and that'll give us a nice clean run. So that's the trimming done. I had a bit of jiggery pokery with it. I also had to drop it down just over an inch to take the thickness of the tray, and then also, because there's a plywood base going on this here, it wouldn't be good enough. I wouldn't be satisfied to put the plywood tray or put the shower tray onto the base, or the base itself. It's called the base. I wouldn't be happy to put the base directly onto the joist, because you may get a little bit of deflection there, because it's only a thickness of board. It has a thickness board of 1 inch, and it's insulated. So there'd be a little bit of movement there. I wouldn't be happy with that at all. So you might as well, if you're going to do something, think about it clearly, do it correctly. Be a 1/2 inch sheet of ply going down this first. Then it'll get tile adhesive on it, and we'll bond the actual shower base down onto the plywood first. So I had to drop the shower down, I had to drop the joist down, take the cut off them up just over 1 inch to allow for the thickness of the base, plus a little bit of adhesive underneath it, just to make sure it doesn't move. So that's it. I have my trimming done, so the waste will head out in that direction. Now the plywood is the next thing that comes down on that, and a couple little tips here, just to, let's get this in position here first. I've got to come back here a little bit, because I'm just about going under that floor there. Now, the ply that goes in position, like so. Now I've already got this done to put on camera, or to show it on camera. Whenever you put plywood or timbers, the joists underneath this here, the joists do not touch the wall. Never allow timber to touch concrete, no matter where you're operating. Always keep a distance. You don't want connection, because that can create scratching sounds. And there's always a danger then that if there's with expansion and contraction, that it could cause a problem with seals, no matter where that might occur in the building itself. So you never allow timber to touch concrete. You can probably see over here, probably worth showing on that there, just to pull it across, that if I pop over here, the timber doesn't touch the wall here, neither does the end grain touch the wall up here. There's only a quarter of an inch of gap between them, and that's fine. Once they don't, they mustn't touch. So you don't have a scratch effect or potential for it. And if a wall did get damped in, it would destroy the timber as well. So just in case, always separate timber from, don't ever let timber touch walls, ever. Okay, period. So we put this back in position. Now the same principle, that's why I mentioned that. The same principle applies to the plywood. So we'll put that on top there. So it doesn't touch, plywood does not touch over here, and it does not touch along this wall as well. It's independent. That's the way you must have it. That's the way I would always have it. I'm not here to tell people how to do anything. This is just an educational video per se. And that's the trap, and the actual, I've just the access there to get it down here, and the pipework will run through there. This plywood will be screwed down to the floor. We'll just show a little technique that we use for that, just for the joist there. Just might be useful to some people. We'll come back on that in a few minutes. The trap goes in here. That's to take the trap. It's plenty big, so there's no problem when I do flip it down, and it goes out there. So we'll introduce the tray now, or the base it's called.